You're listening to the VO Life with Troy Holden.
Hi, I'm Mandy Fisher, and you're listening to another VO podcast.
Hey, it's Jen Henry. Thanks for listening to another VO podcast. Hey, every time you listen all the way through, each guy looks a day younger. So keep it up. How long before Jacob looks like a toddler?
But that's the thing I like about the guy. I've passed him in person. I've never stopped and talked to him in person. But every time we get on, it's like I've known him for years.
That's just the kind of guy he is.
I know, and I love people like that.
I don't think I've ever met him.
Really?
Yeah.
He was at Dallas last year.
Yeah, I thought.
Well, okay, you got to keep in mind. I mean, like, so
I know.
Yeah,
there's people
I know.
that know me that know I do voiceover, but a lot of people, like when I'm sitting there at one of the doors and I'm like, "Can I scan your ticket?" A lot of people will be very nice, but there's also people that are just kind of seem put off that like, oh, I have to stop and let you scan my ticket. And I don't think they know. I don't think they realize that most of the volunteers, if not all of them, are voice actors as well.
Right.
I think they just think they're probably just with the crew because we're wearing the same shirts as like Harry and Gina and Emma and Hannah and all them. Like, so we just blend in. You know what I mean? So
love your volunteers, people. Love your volunteers.
And just so you know, no one's ever been mean to me by any means, but there's some people that are like,
no, I know what you mean.
Yeah. And they're like, I'm just trying to get to the breakeut or whatever. But you know, but I'm looking forward to it, man. Like I've got it clear with work. Too. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so fun.
I was at first, the last couple of months, which it's been a good year. Don't let me make this sound like I'm disappointed or anything. I'm not. I'm having a really good year, and with making the pivot with doing some on camera, it's made a big difference.
I'm sure.
But the thing is, I was just like, oh, man, I want to go, but I'm like, and Charles can relate to this because I know he's talked about it. I just don't want to spend money. I don't want money. I was really happy my checking account looked so juicy.
Yep.
Then I started spending on this studio, and I started doing some other stuff, and I thought, hey, you got to save some money for OVC. You got to do this and that, and you got to hang on, and everything's fine, but it's just that thing of we get in that fear thing of the fear of investing is what it ought to be called. We call it maybe the fear of spending money or watching our account go down, but I think it's the fear of investing a lot of times.
Because you got to think about your returns, right? Yeah, what is the return?
Right. And it's never immediate. We don't usually see it immediately, but if I look back, and I know you guys can do this too, if I look back over the last 3 years, and I look at what I was doing month to month then and now, it's exactly double. Exactly. Yeah. So, and maybe more, for some months, but on the average, when I started, man, my targets were low. When Charles and I talked about that, and I remember you telling me your wife told you need to up that target.
Yep. And I was like, I did. And she's like, by like $50.
Right.
And because I wanted to feel like a success, right? Like I was reaching a goal, but like there was no strain, effort, or growth needed to really reach that little tiny uptick that I had set. And she was like, well, you need to like double that. Why don't you double that? And that would be a goal. And I was like, oh, there's no way I can make that. Like that's too, but because of that, like you start figuring more stuff out. It's like, okay, now, I'm almost there. Okay, let me try this thing. Let me do more auditions. Let me try to get this workshop in to learn something new. And then I look at my goals that I had set before now, and it's like, that's nothing.
Right.
I know. Nothing.
Right.
I know.
Right. 100%.
I started out $100 a day. And the
that's
thing
more
was,
than me.
and the thing was, I mean, that's when I got serious. At first I really didn't care, but the $100 a day to me, that seemed like that's going to be hard because at the time I was lucky to book a really good job once every couple of months. I was still doing a lot of Fiverr and Upwork. And I was scraping, but I knew if I scraped hard enough, I would eventually come out of it, and it did. And then by the second year, it's like, all right, I need to do, like $200 a day. Come on, we can do this, you know. And then next thing you know, you're looking at, I think I could hit 500 a day, you know, and it's plausible in a month. There are some months it doesn't work out, but most of them this year it has. And that's the thing you want to encourage people. It's not just setting the goals, it's monitoring the goals and upping the goals and always
tracking the
challenging.
goals.
You've got to track. Yes, you've got to track.
Yep.
You know what's so funny? That's so true about tracking. Because I didn't start tracking like income until last year. Like when I was learning from Brad like 2 years ago, and he was like, and one of the things he'll do is send you just a blank like revenue tracker. It's an Excel spreadsheet. It's got formula built already into it for you. And I didn't do that until last year. I mean, like I was always able to go back and see the paper trail, like on the pay to plays I was on and stuff like that. So I would that's how that's where I would refer to when I was doing my taxes, for the, the next year or whatever. But I will say, like, it is nice to like, it's nice to have a central location to go back and check everything from across all your spokes on the wheel, or, so to speak, and see where you're growing and see like what you're booking mostly of, because that helps you determine a lot of things for yourself in your VO journey or whatever.
Yeah.
But tracking is I underestimated it. I'll tell you that.
Well, and that's a way you can, and same Brad's, I use Brad's tracker. It's a skeleton of his. It's the scaffolding for the structure.
It's literally
but now
nothing.
I've built mine out since then.
Yeah.
But it's really a way that you can compare year to year, month to month. Like, okay, this is how is my trajectory going? Is it going in the right direction?
Right.
Why was there such a big gap between this month in 2025 and this month in 2024? What happened in between there that made this month's gap so big? That was when I had my surgery, or that was okay. This makes sense, right? So it's without that, you're just kind of going along, kind of seeing what's happening, and just okay, and things are good, and I don't know why it's bad, and I don't know why I did better this month. But
I took mine a step further, and on the end, like it's the date, where it came from, and how much it is, and then it rallies the total. Then right beside that, I've got 2 more columns, and it's where did it come from? Is it direct? Is it Fiverr? Is it whatever? And then the next column is what was it? UGC, documentary, commercial, narration, corporate. So I want to keep up with that, because I like to watch. At the end of the year, I did X% video games, X% corporate, X% this. And that lets me know, all right, I'm tickling this one a little bit. I'm not really doing that much. Maybe I should get more coaching on this and try to expand that. Yeah. Or I just go, no, that's just stuff they send me now and then. I'm not going to worry with it. It's just extra. But you might want to look at your number 2 and number 3 thing and go, I'm doing okay in that. And I've never really worked with anybody. I've never had video game coaching ever. And I book video games fairly often. Yeah, you do. So that's weird. So I keep thinking maybe I should coach in that. But the thing is, I'm also to the thing of, you usually get paid by the hour. It doesn't matter how many characters you do. They try to ram as much at you as they can in that hour. And I kind of get to the point where, I'd really rather do a commercial, or I'd really rather do this. Yeah. And so I really don't want to push it. It's like radio imaging. It's a little bitty part, but I don't, if I don't get any more, I don't care. If it goes away, it ain't going to hurt me. It's one of those things. Yeah. So I try to look at the big 3, which, of course, commercial and your corporate narration type stuff. And then I guess I'd call it between UGC and documentary and whatever. Those are the ones you're going to stick with, and the rest of it I'm just not worried about. But commercial has the biggest opportunity for me for growth, I think, because I book it, but I think I could do more, and that's why I mentioned earlier before we jumped on, I've got to really pick the right coaching avenue now. It's important.
One other column I have in my spreadsheet is the usage. Right.
Good idea.
So it has the usage
when it runs out.
Right. And I have a formula. Yeah, I have a formula put in. So what is the start date? And then the next column is how long is it supposed to run? And then the column after that calculates whatever that number is in that column. Let's say it's 1 year. Then it says how many, and then that column after says how many days it's been. So when it it's how many days it's been. So when it's at 225 days, right? I should actually do it backwards so it counts down. But anyway, now I know, okay, this has 1 month left. So I email the client right now. So I send him an email. Hey, looks like the usage is going to run out in a month. Did the client want to renew for another year? Here's a couple options. Which one would you like? Then,
there's an app that does countdowns like that, and I bet you could put them in that app, and it would alert you on your phone that day or whatever. It's because a lot of people
I'm in my spreadsheet every single day.
And that would work.
Sure.
And you don't want to double dip, but I guess if there's other people that don't have it in their spreadsheet, you can do there's a countdown app, and people use it for everything. Well, I'm going on vacation in 81 days, and you name it.
My dad was using it for retirement.
Yeah, exactly. And I did when I left my other job.
I have mine set for retirement too, but it's like the number is incredibly low. Yeah.
Well,
I'm not retiring. I'm gonna do voice acting until I'm done.
I'm telling you, I'm semi-retired, and I did get to make the phone call the other day to make my appointment to start drawing my benefits. So
nice.
Yeah,
I didn't know you had anything to do with semis.
No. Yeah. Yep. Sure.
You said you're semi-retired.
Yeah,
sorry,
I'm retired from semis.
Yeah. No, everyone listening,
right.
I'm
All right,
sorry.
see ya. All right,
yeah,
King
of dad
Night,
jokes.
everybody. Yeah.
I have to save that one.
Can't help it.
So what else has been going on, guys? I know, Charles, you've been to Holland. You and I both been on these weight loss drugs. We got all that going on. That's a battle in itself. And I learned last week or 2 weeks ago, I was being frugal and I would not up my dose. And mine's based on units. They send me the little diabetes needles, so I'm taking units, and it started me
like
at 15.
Insulin?
Well, that's what
it's the size of an insulin needle.
It's the size. So I'm measuring up, and it says start at 15, and then go up 5 more to 20. And I thought, and 20, I was doing good. I was losing 4, 5, 6 pounds a week on 20. So I stayed on 20 for a month, and I still had stuff, medicine left, and they're wanting to send me more. I'm like, no, not yet. I'm good. Well, what I found out in about week 6 was because I didn't go up, I stabilized. My body went up. You're done. I'm going to start saving again. So yesterday I did the 30 injection, and of course about 8:30 last night, I don't know why, I could not hold my eyes open. I don't know if it was the shot or it was the night before because I worked till 2 a.m. And so I passed out about 9 last night, and I woke up at 4:30 this morning. I got up. Of course, Amy's at work. I got up. I'm running the floor sweeper all through, cleaning the house, emptying the dishwasher, doing all this. I got energy out the A this morning. I'm still like wired off that shot. And it seems like to me the first day and a half it hits you.
Is it mixed with B12?
It's got 3 things in it. It's got the B12 and it's got one other thing.
Yeah, I was wondering why you cartwheeled into scene today.
Yeah, I know.
yeah. He's just cartwheeled into the chair.
Hello,
hi,
everyone.
Yeah.
I wish I.
We're not on yet. He's just recording himself. Hey, everybody, thanks for being here today. Blah, blah, blah. And it looks up and it's like you need to let the people in the Zoom room. Like,
right. Yeah. Oh, Charles and Jake are here.
All I got to do is walk outside though. Right now, I'm already been out this morning. I had to do a pickup on a thing I filmed, and it only took about 2 minutes. And
don't you love that?
I was already like, oh my God, it's so humid. And I think they've got us under heat advisory for the next 7 days. It's supposed to be like 97 and
it's that time.
We're supposed to have our first couple of days in the hundreds this next week, Charles. I think or this week actually, like Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, Thursday.
100.
But here's the crazy part. It's almost the end of July, and we're maybe going to have our first day of 100, which is insanity.
Uncommon here.
And it is so freaking green here. It looks like
us
May.
Here too.
Same.
Right now it's usually it's like all the grass is brown.
Yes.
Right now.
I'm still having to mow like every 4 or 5 days, and normally by this time of year it's every 3 weeks.
Yep.
And that's not just the yard, that's the other 19 acres that has to be mowed too.
You have to mow 19 acres?
Well, I don't mow it with a lawnmower, but I got a 6-foot I call it a brush cutter or a bush hog behind the tractor.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
that's
still,
Yeah,
that's
but
1980s.
unfortunately, Saturday the bush hog and I have a finishing mower that's 5 foot on a smaller tractor, but the bush hog and I backed into some brush I've been wanting to chop, and I must have bumped a stump or something that was really hard, and it bent the back of the bush hog, so the blade's tinging it. Yeah, so I had to stop and go get the other one and lift the finishing mower up about 3 inches because it's not. I mean, it's made to like cut a yard.
Yeah.
And so I was cutting with a finishing mower raised up, and Mr. Genius here, who is I'm in the sun a lot, but I wear sleeves and I wear shorts and try to get sun and not get burnt.
Do you wear a hat?
I always wear a hat. Yeah, and I got a cover on my big tractor. It's got a canopy.
Oh, nice.
Which is not a plastic one. But I didn't think much about it when I had to switch tractors. I lost my canopy, and now I'm just in a hat. Well, I had on a sleeveless shirt, which I never wear. It was one I'd cut the sleeves out of where I used to work, and I came in that night and I was doing something, and I reached over and I'm like, ooh, that's hot. And the tops of my arms were toast.
Yeah.
That freaking hurts. But
yeah, man, I bet that does hurt.
It's tender back there on that back.
Yeah.
It's like, why am I itchy? And then you move your shirt across and you're like, ow.
Yeah. But, neck, the bald, the head just gets browner. I can take my hat off and it's just like I get browner and browner. You know what? So.
Man.
This one.
This one.
Anyway,
so what do we like? What's the plan for the back half of 2025? I mean, I cannot tell you how crazy my year has been. I mean, I can tell you, it's been crazy.
Do tell, man. Do tell. We want to know. This is the Another VO podcast reunion where we are talking about all the things that we first 6 months of the year. So,
well, again, I mean, like last year, I mean, like if you remember from the other podcast, if you remember from our kind of get together early on this year on the VO Life or whatever, I mean, like last year ended up being great. Best year I've ever had in voiceover. And so far this year, I have basically more than doubled what I did last year already. And
isn't it awesome?
It's
a confidence builder, man.
It is a confidence builder.
It's kind of crazy, isn't it?
It is very crazy.
It's kind of like, whoa.
But you know what's so funny? Every time I think about this, I always hear the same thing that you were saying for so long, Troy. Like, and it wasn't necessarily that you were saying this. This is what you had heard or someone had told you. And we've talked about it a couple times on various episodes of our podcast, your podcast. There's something that happens between year 3 and 5 when you go full time.
And 5 and 7.
Oh, and 5 and 7. Okay, so like you either just kind of tank or you go the opposite direction and you skyrocket. And fortunately enough for me, I skyrocketed. And July's been the slowest month of the year so far for me. June was surprisingly good. March was amazing. But all those other months in between that I'm not necessarily mentioning by name, they were great as well. I mean, like another thing about that tracker, at the bottom, you can go back to each month and like put in what you did last year and then what you did this year in that month. And then there's a third column that shows you the difference. And I mean, the difference between the columns, I mean, like astronomical in terms of like the difference there. And it's mind boggling. Sometimes it doesn't feel real. It's
real. You got the money.
Well, I know for sure. That's what I'm saying.
It's very real.
It is very real, but it just doesn't feel real. You know what I mean? Like, because I did so long without like, I mean, I've made money in voiceover from pretty much the time I started. Now, was it always, make income, make a life off of it money? No. But it is definitely now. And it's, I think because I'm still so like, I spent more years, I'm going to say struggling. I did have support, obviously, but we're just for right now. I spent more years struggling so far than I have being as, at least sustainable. That sometimes, like, I mean, something will come up, like an expense will come up, like, I had to, my car had hail damage and I'm getting it repaired soon. And
no,
insurance,
not the Bronco.
I know, right? Well, it was hail damage, so like and it's not a whole lot, but I mean, like, I had insurance help with that, but I'm still spending a little bit of money to help get it fixed. But then I'm like, wait, why am I concerned about this? Like, I know where my numbers are right now, like and everything, but I'm still in that mindset of like, oh my gosh, and I think that's a good thing to have too. To like, you don't want to just be like, oh, I'm just doing so good now, I can do whatever I want, because I can't do whatever I want, but I can do. Yeah. There's not a whole lot that I just can't do in my immediate thing or whatever, and that's the part that's really hard to like get a grasp of from time to time.
You can do more things comfortably.
Yes.
Now.
Yes.
Without having to debate. Like,
it relieves stress.
Yes, or prioritize essentially. Like, like, oh man, I want to be able to do this, or I need to take care of this, but I have this coming up or something like that. Yeah, I don't really have that right now. Mm-hmm. And
I still make a list to go to the grocery though.
Oh, well, sure. Yeah. Me too. Yeah.
I still do. I still do all the things I used to do when I tried to watch, as my mom used to say, you watch your P's and Q's, and I do. I still try to watch a lot of things. Where I let go more was investing in my room, investing in some things that may or may not help, launching my pivot. Mm-hmm. And so far it's paid off. I probably made enough in June and July to pay for every bit of it easily.
Yep.
But the thing is, now I'm like, I feel guilty if I want something or want to get something. I'm back in that mode I was in before, and I'm glad. And I'm glad I am, because I'm telling you, there for a while I was just freewheeling. I built a mobile video desk, which sounds stupid, but it's a rolling computer cart or a rolling laptop table. Yeah. And I have it set up with these posts that clamp on the side, and there's a bar over the top. I can put my mini lights up there. I've got my little AT mic hooked up to it. I've got a power bank, not a power bank, but a docking station. I can move my MacBook Pro over there, and I can roll that thing anywhere in my house and shoot UGC, and I don't have to set up anything or carry a tripod, nothing. It makes it easy peasy. And I can fly through that stuff. I can literally pick it up and take it outside with me, because it'll run off the laptop battery. Mm-hmm. And that way I'm not carrying crap and doing this and trying to prep and set up. It's just quick and it's easy. So
when you got your new power bank, you could just set it on there and plug in your lights
and plug in the Anchor.
You want.
Yeah, that Anchor power bank will power all of it, the lights and all. And I've bought, small lights, because this is a small room, and it's easy to overlight. You don't need great big stuff. People are lighting these big things. And I I'd test stuff, and poor Amazon, I've sent more back than I bought, it seems like. But you got to test it in these rooms and try it. You don't want to overlight.
Luckily you can do that though.
Yeah. They don't seem to care. So anyway.
Well, I mean, they probably. I mean, I don't know how that works, and I don't want. This isn't another Amazon podcast, but I'm just saying, like, I do like I do like that. And majority of times, Amazon allows you to return stuff, because sometimes you just need to get it and get your hands on it to see if it works, and return it seamlessly. Cool, keeps me coming back to them. So I'm sure that's a big reason why they do that. But yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Sure.
You're buying, lots of stuff. You said you kind of went wild with, Amazon stuff for your studio things. It's like I kind of went wild also, but it was for fish and stuff. So
yeah. Well, it's okay.
Like, my birthday's over now officially. So.
Oh, sorry, Charles. Happy birthday, by the way. 45.
46.
46. Okay.
Still 46. A young man, Charles. You both guys, you got so much in front of you. Take it from a guy about to turn 62. And I don't feel 62, and I guess I've never acted my age in a lot of ways. I've always been young at heart. I've been, always been, had fun.
You're October,
big
right?
Cut up. I'm October. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I don't feel. There are days, God bless my own heart. There are days I do feel it. I've had some health issues. I've gone through some crap, but most days I get up, with a really good attitude. I want to get after it every day. I don't ever look at this as I'm going to quit. One day I know there comes a time your voice can age out, and maybe, but I'm hoping mine doesn't too quickly, because I'm still getting a lot of opportunity.
I think you got a lot of time left. Yeah, I think you got a lot of time left too,
I think, if I can do this another, I don't care if it's 10 years is a lot.
I think you got more than
look
that.
at it, but
I think so
I don't
too.
know that I want to go further than that, though.
Well, I mean, like, here's my
comes a
point,
time.
though. Well, here's my point. Sure, there comes a time where you get tired, but I mean, like, look, I mean, like, where are all of us at right now? We're in our home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and who's to say? I mean, like, the more we do this, and clearly we have a proven track record that we can bring it in. And sure, maybe there's the possibility of aging out, or maybe trends shift. And that's another thing I want to talk about here in a minute. But maybe trends shift, but at the same time, like, you adapt. Like, I mean, maybe it gets harder to get up at some point or whatever. So maybe you just adjust your studio where, you're sitting down in a chair, like in a big room versus in a little booth going forward.
Yeah.
It's something like that.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, like, I hear your stuff is excellent stuff. And one thing, I don't necessarily have a niche voice, and you do, but you can also turn it off for some things, because there's a lot of things you've booked that, because you've been trying, and as long as I've known you, you've been trying to break, that accent or whatever to try and
reduce it.
To reduce it, yeah. And you do, and you can, and you've booked stuff doing that or whatever. But I mean, like, there's a lot of room in the market for you, and sometimes it just takes the right person hearing that thing. And you just never know. You just never know.
Exposure, and who hears you is very important. We say that a lot on the podcast, that you have to be known, you have to be heard, you have to be in that thing where when your agent gets your audition back, they know they're going to get something solid. Mm-hmm. They know it's something they can forward on, and that's where you want to sit. But that doesn't always work out in the beginning, and it takes time to build the trust and confidence with them. And I want to be in a position where they're only, for the most part, only sending me stuff that it is a fit. Now, I do run into here and there where I have a new person that is sending me stuff now, and they will send me something that I did not get from another couple of agents, and I'm like, wonder why he sent it and they didn't. Mm-hmm. He is seeing something in there, and he thinks, you got a shot at this, go ahead and do it, Mm-hmm. And he can be the judge when he gets it, and I'm fine with that. But I don't, I made that decision last year. No more cattle calls. I dropped, 2 or 3 agencies that I just felt like I'm not helping them, they're not helping me, and no hard feelings. Let's just move on.
Sure.
And
there comes a point where it was good to have, because you were getting access to additional auditions, but at the same time, you're also getting flooded with stuff that you don't make a match for. I've got a couple agencies
and then
like
you're
that
feeling
myself.
bad. Yeah, and then you're feeling bad because you didn't, send stuff, and it's like, well,
I wasn't a match for that. You know what I mean?
Not, I'm not.
Look, the whole process of voiceover is a journey in itself. Like, I don't ever think there comes a point where you're like, well, this is the farthest I'm going to go with this, unless that's just who you are. Unless you just, maybe it's just, if you're being successful, you should strive for just, I want the next thing. Like, it's great when you get those things. I mean, like, for instance, like, I'm like kind of the unofficial voice for Marco's Pizza right now, and they keep coming back, and I love it. But I know in my heart, like, I want to book campaigns for bigger companies eventually, bigger brands and stuff like that. I would love to be like an official voice of something, you know what I mean? Like, because they haven't come outright and said it, and I don't blame them, and because they got other things going on, but I want to keep going, you know what I mean? I want to do bigger things.
Do you guys think there's less and less of that not sincerity, what is my thing? I can't think of the word, but where they use the same person? Yeah, I think now McDonald's is hung with their guy. And you all guys know he is a classically trained British or English actor. Mm-hmm. This is not, this is a guy that is, McDonald's is married to, as Tim said last week or this week, they are married to him because he is selling the emotion of McDonald's, not the food.
Right.
He makes you want to go there because of the way he makes it feel. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's what everybody's after in their spot. Make me feel it. It's not, oh, I love the way he talks.
Yeah.
It's make me feel it.
Well, his voice sounds cool. No.
Right.
But you take Home Depot, McDonald's, a few other things, even the automotive companies, they don't stick with a voice like they used to. Right now it's I hear multiples on Ford, but it's a lot of Bryan Cranston, a lot of Ryder, and there's a couple other people, different people doing the regional tags, different people doing this and that. John Hamm had Mercedes for a while. I don't know.
John Hamm has a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of Mercedes spots anymore, so I'm not really sure if he's still doing them or what. But you can't name a lot that they stay with and especially what we see.
The official voice
a lot of times.
It's like,
you don't see that much.
And the thing is, it's the diversity of their customer base, right? So you're going to have
true.
A company could come out and have Jake, me, and you run commercials for that company and rotate and put
based
things out in regions.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're going to use Jake's voice in some social media posts, and the algorithm's going to send Jake's voice,
that's exactly right,
for the commercial to this population, age demographic, whatever it is, and then they're going to use me for something else. They're going to use Troy for something else, and they can pick and pull and put our commercial wherever they want to do it.
Right. Hello, digital marketing. Exactly.
Yeah. I just finished up a campaign for Chase Bank. That's very unlikely, right? This voice, but you know where it's all playing.
Tennessee, Texas. Okay.
Troy does really well in Texas. It's been a minute since I've seen one, so maybe they've stopped running them. So hopefully that means they're going to hit you up soon. But I mean, like, I'll be watching YouTube, man, and then the pre-roll starts or get interrupted for an ad, and it's Troy going,
"Come on down to Cotton Patch, Cotton Patch Cafe."
And I'm like, hey,
but nobody. There's another one I did for BK Energy or something, and I've not had anybody say they've seen those.
BK Energy might not be up here in the Dallas Fort Worth area. It might be down south someplace. So that's
Austin,
I'm not sure where they're at, but there's a few, and there's so much of that stuff I don't ever get to see or hear. I mean, I chase it, I ask, you chase it, and you never get it. But the Chase Bank folks said that they were finishing up last week. They said they had some colorization issues with the video, and they're trying to do some stuff, and they'll give me links to all of them because I did several different spots for that last month. And I was just shocked. I mean, it was a VDC thing. It did mention it was going to run in Texas. It did not mention the client, and just told it was going to be like 5 different types of reads, but it was all going to be just played in the local area based on each 5 clips had a different tag, for that area. So I did those, and it was fun to do. The session went on way too long because it was had one of those folks that goes, "Could we try it just with a little more of this, and a little more?" And I was like, "They're going to keep me an hour no matter what."
It's like, can we go ahead and stop trying because you're going to end up using the first take that we did because
but we just can't do that.
No, I know.
We have to be so nice. I got one the other day that said I had mispronounced a word, and I can't remember what it was. And so I go to Uglish.
Fall.
No, it wasn't fall.
Aluminum
but I went to
foil.
Uglish, and Uglish, the first one that popped up on Uglish said it just the way I did. And then I played about 5 more, and two of those 5 were totally different, and 3 of them were about the same. And so I sent them links to all those, and I said, "Which one do you want?" Because I'm happy to do it, but which one do you want? I don't want to get it wrong again.
Yeah.
But it's always a struggle with that.
Yeah.
Always a struggle.
So what are some of y'all's plans like in terms of what are you planning on doing for, training wise? Are y'all trying to do any training? Are you trying to get into different genres this year? I know for myself, I'm looking into doing promo, but I'm also going to be doing a new commercial demo this year, and I can go into that why. But I asked you guys first, so let's hear about that.
Charles?
I think for the rest of this year, I'm just not necessarily coaching, but I think I'm going to do a lot more, a little workshops. Because
voiceover workshops, because I know at one point you were talking about doing you went
casting
to
director
improv
workshops.
Yeah, casting director workshops for sure.
Yeah, well, and that's something that I did earlier on this year was improv classes. And it's not just helped in my auditions, but it's helped in directed sessions. And your brain gets on this little, this little level. I'm sure, man, I kind of wish Tim was here for this part because he can really
let's get him real quick.
Because he can really explain improv, but it kind of puts you, it kicks you into a little gear of if something comes up, you can come back with something quickly.
Yeah. pivot.
You can.
The quick pivot.
On a dime, like you can.
His favorite thing is to say yes and.
Oh yeah.
The yes and. And that, I know that's typical improv teaching, but it's true. It was cool how he said he applies that in his marriage and everything. Because he said if you tell your wife no, flat out no, up goes the barrier, you're in trouble.
Right.
And he said if she says we want to do so and so and so and so, and you go yes and we can do that, but da 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 da. What do you think? And you throw it back at them, so they have to reply instead of close down and walk away. And
keep the conversation open.
Yeah, keep it going. Yep. But I love what he said, that improv is just acting without a script. And
right.
Yep.
It's that
just
simple.
rolling with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the great part, especially in a directed session, because sometimes you start going and maybe there's a spot where it's like they've done 4 or 5 takes on this, and you have a thought in your head. Here it comes. It's that wild take. And a lot of times, like, you care if I do that wild take real quick? And that's that improv coming up, because it's, something that's on the top of your mind, and you do it and they love it.
You know what? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Or sometimes they don't. Sometimes you do it, like what is in your head didn't come out like what you thought it was going to be. And you're like, hey, sorry about that wild.
Oops.
Didn't mean for it to be that.
Well,
like, thanks, Charles.
That was fun. But to add to that, you can even do that kind of stuff in your auditions, especially if they want you to do a couple.
You're supposed to.
You're
supposed to.
I auditioned for something on 1, 2, 3 the other day, and like they were like, we kind of want this to be like a movie trailer voice, but it's not a movie trailer voice, but we would like to hear some ranges just playing with that idea of being a movie trailer, because it's not a movie trailer. I think it was for OxyClean. And I've always even before I was a voice actor, I always liked doing, it was even on my my very first demo, which again, I recorded in someone's living room. But I mean, like, it's like in the demo, it's something like, I did something like, it was for more information, visit VW.com. So like I did.
Got it.
The first 2 were more, because again, they weren't looking for something like super like that. But in my intro to my audition, to my we'll say slate, and I only do this on pay to plays, because agency auditions or direct market. Yeah, they'll tell you what they want, but you have a little leeway for pay to play stuff. But I basically just said, hey, thanks for the opportunity. My name's Jake. I did 3 takes for you. The last one was really just for fun. And I said, thanks. And I got the short list. I don't know. I haven't heard from them yet. And I think this was last Friday when I got the short list. I haven't heard from them yet. Hopefully yet. But I'd be curious if I do get it, or maybe if they do reach out to me to ask for something else, to hear why they shortlisted me. But a lot of me thinks is just because they were like, all right, he says this is for fun, so let's hear this. And taking that risk right there, and at least just telling them listening, like, hey, there's something fun on here. Like, let's hear what he has, what he did, or whatever. You know what I mean? And that just gives you that little bit more than someone who just goes in there and probably does great reads, but just does the read and then calls it a day, right? You
gotta stand out, man.
You gotta stand out, and you gotta be willing to just own your risks, right? You know what I mean? Like, you know what? You're gonna go. You have something in your head. It may not work, like you said, Charles. It may not work.
It might fall flat, but you're never gonna know.
Right, you're never going to know if you don't do it. And then you just own it, right? Like, hey, I did that, and if they don't like it, that's totally fine. But that is not a reflection on how they necessarily feel about you, because a lot of times they don't know you. You know what I mean? Like, they have no opinion of you. But if you can show multiple sides of you in that, minute and a half that you get to show them you, might as well take that risk, right? Yeah.
They need to see that you can do it all. I mean, that's what you're trying to do. You have that one opportunity to say, here I can do this, and this.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we get locked into this, like, this is 100% professional. This is like, dude, we're voice actors that talk and we're creative people.
You're standing in your pajamas.
Yeah, and we're you guys got pajamas on? But that's the thing, and
Charles.
don't watch the video, folks.
Yeah.
Watch the video, folks. No.
What was the note, Kelly?
Yeah, this is Kelly gives me permission to play. This is Kelly Machinsky, and I have this in my booth. It's right in front, because sometimes I'm way too serious when it comes to auditions, and then that seriousness comes through, and it's like, oh, I have permission to play, and then next thing you know, you're getting shortlisted and you're getting booked more, and it's like, oh well, shoot, just need to like let loose a little
Man,
bit.
they want something genuine, that's real, that's different, that's you. And that's one of the things I'm going to talk about at OVC. You're enough. You are enough. They're not looking for a duplicate Charles or a duplicate me or Jake.
Yep.
They want your personality, your take. How would you do this as you in this situation? How would you do it?
Well, because they already have Charles, they already have Troy,
Yeah,
they
right.
have a Jake,
And they might have a couple
the John
of them.
Hams. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
they might have a couple of them.
Or way more than that. And that's the thing. You got to be so different and original anymore. There are so many people. You think of the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of auditions. I'll tell you something I have noticed, and I almost forgot about this now, and it's a little bit of a pride thing because we've all preached price and rates and whatever. I notice when I am, and I'm not on voices.com as much. I try to get in there and look as many times a day as I can because, like I said, I'm picking and choosing. But I have noticed, let's just say there's 5 things up there active. And the first one is, boy, that's a good rate. That's fair. And you look over there and there's 160. Okay.
Yeah.
I come down to the next one, and it's like it's a 30-second spot or 60-second spot, and they've got it on there for $250, and there's 22 people auditioned. That makes me feel like people are listening to what a lot of us in the industry are saying is if it's not there, don't do it. Just skip it. Go on and move on.
It's not worth your time.
No, it's not. And if they're dead set on that and they've already got 28 people who probably gave it the low rate, one of them probably get it. So definitely skip it. I'm not going to waste my time trying to educate everybody on there. But when I have time, I might audition for that and I might jack it up to what?
Because you never know, right?
$1,500 and say, hey, this is what the rate is for that. I know you posted it at this, but I could only do it for this, and please refer to the GVAA. You can get that here and blah, blah, blah. If I have time, I do it occasionally.
Yeah, I will say on a site like VDC, it's safe to do that. I don't know if I would necessarily do that on 123 just because you're risking not getting the short list. And unfortunately, that really affects the algorithm. I'm not sure exactly how the algorithm works on VDC. I just know that except for my last two. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't. There's no algorithm, right? But all I'm getting at is VDC has Voice 123 has a legit way their algorithm works, and it can hurt you. So you got to be careful with stuff like that. If you're gonna overquote something, just be careful. I mean, you better come in and be amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm so inactive on 123 now because I don't see that much. But I did get shortlisted on one on VDC that was like a $250 to $499, and I quoted like $5,000, and I got shortlisted.
Oh, nice.
So they knew.
That just tells me. That just tells me that's they have the budget, but
they were like, that's the voice we need. Well, let's shortlist him, and maybe we can negotiate.
Yes,
they may think that too. And yes, I probably would have negotiated if it were a fair negotiation, but not down to $250.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, let's get back on track for a minute because this always happens. But Troy, what about you? What do you got planned for the rest of the year in terms of is there anything that are you looking at any training? Are you going to take a break? Okay, what are we looking at?
Yes, I'm going to try to do 2 different things. I'm looking for in Hendersonville or in Nashville. I'm looking for a local community improv.
Oh, cool! I love that. I want
to go to one. I want to go to one in-person workshop. And then I will be coaching with Tim. I told him last week I will be reaching out and scheduling with him because I feel like, I'm not going to say there's not anything else that Mark Ryder could teach me. That guy could teach me a heck of a lot.
Sure.
But I think that
I
need to do something a little different. At the improv, Mark could probably teach me improv because he does more things like that than what we all know and hear. He's way more talented than what we see because he books that money voice so much. That's what we hear him as, but he does. So if you coach with him, you'll realize real quick, this guy can do all these characters. He can get into all this, other stuff, and he can. He's really, really good. But I really feel like I need to get quicker on my feet and quicker with the audition, and improv will help that.
Yep.
And that's, I have taken some improv. I've worked with Scott Parkin, but it's been 3-4 years ago. I don't think it's fresh enough on my mind, and I'm really hoping that by working with Tim, it'll make a huge difference. But outside of that, I don't have a lot on my plate other than continuing to do what I do. I'm still self-teaching a lot with video and video production, video editing. I'm trying to get better at that so I can speed my process. And you guys know, I came out of the automotive industry, and for me, it's all about having a set, robust, repeatable process. The way I audition, the way I put my files in and everything. I want to be very efficient with all that. Sure. And learning UGC has not been very efficient because I knew nothing. So
but you've been doing really good at it.
Yeah.
And it sounds like,
I'm booking really well in it, but it's taking too long. The briefs are very long, the explanations, how to set up the video, what to do. And I try to summarize them, get them down to where I can have, the steps, and I know what they want, and I can do that. And then they'll come back and say, well, you missed this, or you didn't do that, or we wanted you to put the whole thing together, not to send all the raw video. Oh, no. You saw in my proposal, I don't do that. And if I do that, it's going to cost you $250 an hour for me to edit, And so I'm having to work on that, I think, for the rest of the year. So hopefully, if this continues to be a good outlet of income, I'll have better methods in place. I'll have better templates I can send out to clients. I'm just learning as I go.
Well, especially being your first year, you have to find your process and your routine of things.
Absolutely.
But once you get that nailed down, then it's like it'll be seamless. It's the same kind of thing with our
VO all over again.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like starting over in VO, like when I knew nothing. Same thing.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a little different genre.
Do you remember how long it used to take us to edit our audio
when we first
started?
I don't even think about it.
Or like how we...
I didn't even know how to do clicks.
Yeah, we didn't know how to punch and roll. We didn't know how to click, even to click. Right? We didn't know anything, and we didn't know about
hotkeys. Get to the last.
Like, how long did it take us? And you're just kind of in that baby stage again, and then you're going to look back a year from now and be like, "Man, it took me so long to make a video." Now you can it doesn't matter what company or client comes, and then you're bam, 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 you're done with them.
Yeah,
and
it's like everything else. They want it quick. If you can do it quick, the big delay with a lot of it is they're shipping you product. So you're waiting on the product to get here, and then they're tracking it, and they know you got it. You signed for it, and you got it. Hey, can I get my video tomorrow? Yeah, 9 times out of 10, you keep it. And I got some really cool stuff, man. I got 2 very high-dollar truck covers for my pickup. I've got one of those OBD units you plug in and diagnose your vehicle, and I've got a lot of people laugh when I tell them I got a pair of hearing aids, and they're like, "Really? You can turn off the hearing aid, and they look like a little FBI thing with a little wire that goes in your ear." Yeah. Those are the best freaking earbuds I've ever had. I can wear them on my tractor and stick them down in there, and it knocks out all the outside noise, and they sound
your music,
great.
Your podcast?
And they were free. Yeah. They were like $500-$600.
I love that.
I love that.
All kinds of stuff. I got a thing in Saturday. It was a huge box of cheese and meats and stuff, and you build out a charcuterie tray. You build out your charcuterie tray. I got it right on the video. So you build that out and you film all that.
They're going to come back for a pickup run.
And so I got like $100 of that stuff in.
We're just talking and you just hear charcuterie.
Yeah, charcuterie tray. So it's just
AI
crazy the stuff you get. And I've done gambling apps. I've done gambling apps. I've done efficiency apps where, go into this app and it'll make your business more efficient. So all kind of stuff. But when you're waiting on product, that's the slow thing sometimes. And Still, anyway.
I think
how about
for
you, Jake?
Yeah, for me for the rest of the year. So first, so this week, I think Thursday, I got to double check my email. Either Thursday or Wednesday, I'm having a demo consult with Mary Lynn. I did just a regular consult with her like a month or 2
I told you that would work out.
Oh no,
nice.
and it did work out nice.
I knew it would.
Well, the thing is like I just needed somebody who was like in the casting world to listen to my stuff and just not necessarily be like, oh, you're great, but to sit there and listen and go, okay, this is what I think you should do kind of thing. She gave me advice about my website, which I'm going to be making changes to that. We talked about my demo. I had always had a hunch about my commercial demo, how I felt about it, because when I got it back, I mean, like, it's done well for me. I've obviously, like, gotten representation, and but there were definitely things I thought about it from the get-go that, unfortunately, I just feel like I couldn't change, and that's no fault of the producer. I totally get it, but she made some points about commercial demos, and I was like, okay. And she said, she told me who she would recommend for a demo. But she also said that she does them as well. But something she said stuck out to me, which is why I ultimately chose her, at least for my commercial demo. She's like, look, your commercial demo needs to have commercials. Like real
national spots.
But what she's saying is, like, they need to sound like commercials. And if you go listen to my demo, she made a good point, and I totally understand what she's saying. She was like, your commercial demo, you don't really have commercials in there. Like, I mean, like, yes, they are commercials. It's a commercial demo. It shows off your commercial voice, but they need to sound like commercials. And she's like, this doesn't sound like like an actual commercial. So I was like, wow, okay. Yeah, this is exactly what I needed. So I'm excited to talk to her about that. But she also recommended Jeff Howell, because I want to get, I think, and I have a good hunch about this, just knowing how my voice is and what I can do with it. I think I would be good with promos, like promo. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
Like, I mean, like,
hear that.
I think a goal in promo, if this is promo, I would love to be like a voice of, like, a TV channel. Like, I mean, like HGTV, Disney Channel, Nickelodeon or whatever. And like doing like you're coming up next, I want to be like, I mean, like, it's something similar to what Ryder's got going on with, like, is it CBS or now, or just maybe it's more like NASCAR or something like that, where he's just kind of like NASCAR. On call. You know what I mean? Like on call. It's like, we need to bust this out for this race.
You could do movie trailers too.
Well, I don't know if I could do movie trailers.
Yes, you can. Movie trailers are not always the deep voice guy, but you just did it just a minute ago, and you could pull it off. So think about going to a Richard Redfield workshop. Richard's fantastic.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
He's good.
You'd enjoy the workshop for multiple reasons, and you would get the feedback on, could you do the movie stuff? He also does the TV promo.
Okay.
But he's just a good coach, and he's like big in production of it. I mean, he's one of the guys that does a lot of it.
Oh, wow.
Good to work with. Now Jeff Howell's fantastic too. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'd love to work with a bunch of these guys.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm sitting. I mean, like, I think first I'm going to knock this demo out, get that scheduled and get that recorded, make the changes to my website that she was suggesting, because this is something that's interesting to me is, when I was learning marketing, it was like, your website needs to be like, you can contact me here, like it should be like a customer service based thing. But for the direction I'm wanting to go, I'm not opposed to doing corporate narration, especially if the price is right, and I still audition for it. But more often than not, I'm really just sticking to commercial stuff.
You're the commercial guy, man.
Well, I mean,
it kind of spoils you a little bit.
It does spoil you.
It fits your lifestyle based on what you're doing. Yeah, it works out better. You're better off. You're better off hitting a few of those and cleaning up than killing time on all the other stuff, because you got another thing to do.
And that's the thing too. It's not necessarily hitting a couple of those big commercial ones. It's like, I just hit commercials. Like, it's just, that's what it falls into. Even if they're not grand slam commercials, like,
but I mean, local radio or a regional,
your audition.
A regional, CTV or something like that.
If that's the thing that keeps coming in for me, it's like, that's the customers I want to hone, and the customers I want to.
We look at everything we book, and it's like, what do I book most of? And then that's what you should focus into. And that was something that got brought up in our Q&A the other night. It was like, because people get into voiceover and they'll get on VDC and they're auditioning for everything, whether it's animation, e-learning, commercial, audiobooks, they're auditioning for everything. And I'm like, that's fine. Like, a VDC is an okay place to do that because you're not really risking anything. But other places, direct marketing, 1, 2, 3 with your agents and stuff like that. I mean, like, literally, like, especially if you're getting started out, pick, I said 2 to 3 tops. I said, you're probably better off 1 to 2.
Agree.
Yeah, genres. Try those out. See if you're successful in any of those or both of those. And if you'll get to a point where you're pretty familiar with what you can do in those, and then you can start branching out to these other ones. You don't want to wear yourself too thin. But like you said, I know for myself, like commercial, and again, I'm itching to try my voice or my hand at at promo, because I just, knowing what I can do, I feel like I could do this very well.
It's a fit for you, no doubt. And the thing is, you just got to be coached into how to read it when you get the copy, how to audition, how to do this. And,
exactly.
And it won't be like 10 sessions to get there. It just won't be.
Right.
You know, I did the thing on documentary, and I'd probably already done 100 outdoor channel narrations for this guy. And you know, I kind of I watched the videos after they were done, and I thought, now, once I got the feeling of how his videography went, and when he wrote his copy, how it matched to what, you know, his kids were doing in there, I knew exactly the emotion he was going to try to put across. So it's like, oh, look at there, old Cody's done bagged a big deer. You know, I knew exactly what he wanted.
Sounds like that game, that old deer hunter game.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know I actually did the voice of that one time?
That's sick. That's
and
so
then
sick.
There's a new version of deer pong coming out. You know, there's beer pong. Well, there's a deer pong game.
I've not heard of that.
And I'm the voice. Yeah, I'm the voice of the deer.
Is it like a board game type of thing, or is there something you break out like?
No, it's where you throw the ping pong balls, and the deer's antlers have got the holes, and you're trying to land the balls.
Okay, so it does come with a little setup or whatever.
Yeah.
Are they like hanging and stuff on the antlers?
Yeah,
and trying to make
it's Hasbro. You know,
that's sick.
It's an actual physical game.
Yeah.
Deer pong.
It's not like an app.
No, this one you go to
That's
Walmart
cool.
and buy it or whatever.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Really?
That's really cool.
Now, you say you're the voice of the deer, so like when you
I'm the
make
deer,
it into
so I'm
the
like,
cup.
oh man, you couldn't hit the side of a barn.
No,
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
We need to go get this then.
I'm
They said they were going to send me one,
and
but I hadn't seen
invest.
it.
I would follow up with that then.
That's a tax write-off.
Yeah.
I'll buy one.
Yeah, 100%. That's a
Yeah, I've done some
research.
fun stuff this year. And you know, the thing is, when you're and I call it like a hustler. I'm a middle class voiceover hustler. I hustle. I have to, you know, to work.
You have to hustle in this if you want to make it in this industry.
Right,
that's all I'm saying.
Right. And I have to hustle. And I'm not trying to say, well, you guys don't have to try as hard as I do. That's not what I'm saying.
No.
I'm just saying, because of the niche, sometimes I got to hustle harder to find that work. I have to find those. I need those auditions. I have to be quick. And in all that midst of all that, when I'm trying to hustle, I'm trying to market, I'm sending stuff to these car dealerships, I'm sending this, I'm sending that. I'll do something and I'll forget about it. I'll record something and forget about it. And I thought, I need to write this stuff down. It might be in my spreadsheet that so-and-so studios paid me, but I'm like, what'd they pay me for? I don't even remember, you know, and I forget that I get to do some really cool stuff. Yeah, I do a lot of stuff nobody will ever hear and nobody whatever, but to think I'm going to be in all these people's houses acting like a fool, you know, saying all these things on this deer pong game, that just tickles me, you know, that's cool.
Dude,
fun.
It's the wildest. It is the wildest thing. Again, if you don't know me, I do have another job. I get to work from home. My boss actually texted me 2 days ago, and her husband was watching the UFC fights on ESPN, and my most recent Marcos commercial came on, and she goes, "It was you!
Awesome.
I heard
That's
it!"
awesome.
Yeah,
cool.
dude.
Yeah, awesome.
Just getting to when people catch, which again, I've yet to catch myself in the wild. I've not heard myself out and about. You know, I've heard these spots. Nothing. I have not heard of
something.
Okay, here's the kicker on that though. I for a while there, and I might get back into it. I was playing poker at a local poker house, and they have TVs on every wall, but they don't have the volume on. I'm sitting there playing a couple hands one night, and I'm playing a tournament one night. No less than 3 times I saw one of my Marcos commercials, but the volume wasn't on, and I'm just like,
dang it.
Yeah,
it was like such
funny.
a cruel joke, right? Like you're just like,
when I my first year full time, I may have booked it before, like in November, right before I went full time, January, and it was a Kentucky higher education thing, and I only had a couple of lines in it, and it ran radio for 2 years. So I thought, well, it's Kentucky, surely I'll hear it. You know, well, it went a long time, and I never did hear it. Well, all of a sudden, every Sunday, it was only on Sunday mornings when I'd go to pick Amy up at work, it would come on the station there, and I'd hear it every Sunday. And then after about, 5 Sundays in a row, I'm like, okay, it's enough.
you're like, all right, I listen to my voice every day. I don't need to hear
pretty
it on
much
Sunday.
the only one I've heard. I did a spot for Yellowwood, never got to hear it. And I thought that'd be cool. That's a big fit. That'd be a great one to have in portfolio. Nope. Couldn't find it, couldn't get it. Asked the agent, asked the production guy, never.
Yeah.
And some of them immediately send it to you. Like the ones I did out there for HEB where I was doing the auction thing, and I got a copy back of that like the next week. They were great, but it's so hard to get stuff sometime. But anyway.
It's wild. I know Charles, you got something going on at 10:30, and I know we're trying to get you out of here just before 10. So just real quick, since you both are going to be doing, are y'all's things at OVC called breakouts, or the breakouts the paid sessions?
No, I think it's
ours is
right.
Ours are the breakout sessions
they call
because
them
the
talk,
other ones are
Oh, okay.
They call them free talks.
So real quick, tell me, tell everybody that's listening what each of y'all's little session's going to be about. Just a little breakdown of that real quick.
Okay.
So
Troy. Go
Charles?
ahead. Go ahead, Troy.
Or Charles.
Mine will be, it's not going to be real similar to last year, but there's going to be a few things I'm rolling over. But it's going to be called You Are Enough. And it's basically going to talk about, your personality, what you bring is enough. But it's also going to get into the thing of, the disappointments and how hard this is. Because I feel like, and I think a lot of new people possibly will come to this, I want them to hear some transparency into how hard this is, and then to understand,
you need to.
and then to understand that's still not a reason to try to be somebody else. Even though this is hard, you have to stick to you, and you're going to have to invest that 3 to 5 years. You're going to have to invest that possibly $8,000 to $10,000 the first 2 years to get, if you're serious, to get the right, eventually the right coaching, the right equipment, to get some demos. You have to invest, but it kind of just comes down to the core of it is you as your personality, your background, your experiences in your life. Oh, I've never been an actor. I've never done this or that. Were you a kid with an imagination?
Yeah.
Can you go back to being a kid where you had G.I. Joe and what was the other guy? I can't remember the other guy we used to have, but they would, be out there in battle and talk. Yeah, He-Man or whoever. They're out there talking to each other, and you're doing the voices. Or with me, it was the Matchbox Cars, and it was like, hey, I'm coming over to your house. No, you stay over there at your house, and blah, 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 whatever.
Interesting.
Go back to that. Use you. And learn to springboard off of you and how you would react. And I'm going to touch a little bit into, at the end, like the commercial stuff, commercial reads, as to how you put you into that, like how to pick the point of view, how to pick who you're talking to, or as it got done to me one time, got reversed. No, it sounds like your brother-in-law knows more about that than you. I want you to be your brother-in-law talking to you.
Yeah.
And, things like that, how to get in a point of view and understand this is about point of view and feeling. This is not about the sound of your voice.
Right.
100%. 100%. Charles, what about you?
For me, there's actually going to be a little bit of that, what Troy was just talking about in mine, but mine's basically themed, make it happen.
Yeah.
Because, and I feel like I have kind of a unique, like origin story.
You do.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
For my voiceover and my journey, and coming down to making things happen, not thinking that, you don't need, it's going to contradict choice. Not thinking that you are enough. No, it's
you're not enough. My God,
you're not.
You should name yours. You're not enough.
Go to Troy's. You are enough.
Charles will be right after Troy,
enough.
so just stay in the same room.
You suck.
Yeah.
No, but like I thought that I didn't need coaching. I thought that,
we talked about that today.
Yeah, I could talk to anybody. I can do, and these coaches are just out here to steal money and get, we're all suckers, this and that.
There still are some of those.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
But, but making it happen, like, how did I learn to do the things, to make it happen? How did I learn to, what happened to where, okay, this is the next step I need to take. And how am I going to do it? And was I scared? Of course I was. And the situations that I kind of went through that really dug me out of that hole. So It's going to be pretty good. And I
It
feel,
will be
it's going to be 50 minutes. I'm going to try to leave, 10, 15 minutes for questions, but
same.
I feel like you're going to blink and it's going to be over because it's only, 45.
They are.
50 minutes.
It is like that. I mean, like even from a volunteer standpoint, like I sit in on some of these things and but I have to get up and leave and go do other things because I'm a volunteer, but they do go by so fast. And I feel like y'all's classes are going to be really good. I remember sitting in on Troy's for a little while last year. It was great. I sat in on Troy's panel last year because you're
We're on a panel too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you on a panel? I know you're moderating one, but are you also on a panel?
I'm moderating the automotive panel, and Charles
is on it.
Jenna, and Cliff Zellman. So we actually met up a couple of weeks ago, Charles. We had a call and we kind of went over what we're doing. Yeah, because we want to be sure. Here's the thing with that panel, and I guarantee you this: if you have an interest in automotive and you walk into there, you're going to walk out going, "Wow!" Yeah. You're going to have we can't give you everything you need in 50 minutes, but you're going to walk out of there with a knowledge to know what to go do next, and how to take some steps. Automotive is a big, wide open opportunity, but just like commercial, highly, highly competitive. And dealerships sometimes stick to a voice, but most of the time they don't. Mm-hmm. They are just jumping around a lot of times as well.
And like in my case, sometimes if you're not available, even for like an hour,
they pass you over.
Now,
one
of my
quick.
Dealerships has a new guy.
It moves
it's
quick.
Not me anymore. You know what I mean?
It can move quick. And we'll talk about the craziness of how the copy's written sometimes of what they send you and what it should really sound like. The best example I've ever had is I got one time, and I bet you it had 17, 18 exclamation points in it. So what do I see? Come on in now. Get it now. Comes up $29,995. And I'm barking it out, and I sent it. They goes, no. We wanted that calm, like that John Deere read you do. And I'm like, how did you know I did a John Deere read? You got my automotive demo. Oh, we want on your website. And listen, we want that John Deere thing. So I'm like, come on in and get it now for $29,995.
Yeah.
But exclamation points mean nothing. Punctuation means nothing.
It really does. Like, and sometimes that can be like the detrimental to the voice actor, because you're thinking it's one way and it's totally a different way. Well,
or when you get a script and everything's in caps, because that used to be the system that it was in before.
Yeah,
sure.
And that's how they received
everything. They still
everything.
do that. I still get a lot of them in
so
caps.
you get a script and it's like, this is all in caps. It's like, do they want to
I'm
yell
yelling
this
the whole time.
But the bottom line to this thing
for St.
is
Jude's.
Charles and I will be there as supporting cast, but Cliff and Jenna are the king and queen.
Sure.
And then there's also, which I don't know if Kevin's going to be in Texas or not, but Kevin Kilpatrick and Bobby Maxwell, to me, they are up there too. They do a boatload of automotive. Kevin may be, producing and he even cast a lot of stuff. He's just all, and it goes back to his background. He started in VO 12, 15, 18, or however long ago it was when he came out of radio. He's always done automotive. That was his jumping point into VO, and he's always kept it. But he's got one huge client that I think that he has that is, and I love them to death as well, and I've learned a lot from them. They're great.
I hung out with Kevin in Holland, and I've never heard him read before.
Shoot,
dude,
he's good, man.
Dude, he's good.
He's good. He can, even though he has that voice. And undeniably, when you talk to Kevin, he's got a radio voice. He was a top DJ in Florida for a long time.
Wow, that's cool.
But he's got that voice. But even when he reads commercially,
he can flip off that radio in a second. He can do something. He does narration into whatever.
He does, but he still has that beautiful, smooth, buttery voice. But it doesn't sound radio-ish when he goes into that stuff.
It sounds like a real, it's full of emotion and
tons of respect for
he can
Kevin.
Kind of chameleon into whatever somebody needs for the
Kevin's
read. He's good.
Kevin's really great. They used to have middle class VO podcasts. That was one of the first I listened to, he and Bobby, and then they've switched it over now to Making Waves, which is still great, but that's the transition because back then Kevin was hustling. During the middle class VO podcast, he was hustling, and then as things changed, they went into the Making Waves thing, which I think is cool. They made a transition. I think it's cool. I'd love to make one from the VO life to the VO nut bag. I don't know.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know.
He meant to say retired.
Retired. The VO retired, yeah. Well, real quick before we go, I do want to point out that Charles has recently shaved his head. You might get Troy and Charles confused, so I'm going to ask one of you guys to wear a hat at the at the conference. But,
so if anybody's watching the video right now.
Right. Woo! Looks nice.
I'm the Asian Lex Luthor.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah. Guys,
I watched the new Superman movie recently.
It's great. It's great.
I wish you'd have kept that cut you had.
Anyway, well, guys, I will say this. I will be there, obviously, volunteering again. I've said this in a couple of Facebook posts, but you will hear my famous catchphrase, "Can I scan your ID badge?" If you listen to this and you got something from it, or you listen to any of Troy's podcasts, any of our old podcasts, and you want to say hi, please do. We love to say hi to new people.
100%.
That's really all I got. So, what about you guys? Any parting thoughts, real quick?
It would be great to see everybody there. It was great kind of doing this little mid-year reunion thing.
For sure. It's been fun.
For our podcast. And it's crazy because there are even casting directors out there. They were like, what happened to the podcast? Like,
I know.
I love listening to it all the time.
I get that all the time.
And it's like, wow, you listen to our podcast? And it's like, yeah, I loved it. And, so it's, I don't know.
Well, it's so funny because think about how many people just don't comment on anything. And I'm not like hating on that. It's just like, we don't know because we don't see those things, right?
We didn't, if we'd have planned better and we'd have done a once a month and released it in seasons or something where we didn't get so overwhelmed and burnt out with trying to do it. And, it's something to think about that maybe in 2026 it comes back once a month.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
And you may only do 6 episodes for the year or whatever, and say here's 6 episodes for the year, and that's all we're going to do.
That'd be crazy to do 1 episode a month and only have 6 episodes.
Shut up, Charles.
Yeah.
Season. Per season. Yeah, this is why we work so well, because we just
riff,
razz each other. It's great.
Anything from you, Troy?
I don't have a whole lot other than I appreciate you guys taking time for this. It's always fun.
Yeah.
I've been blessed here lately to get a lot of people on, and I've had, Jay Rodney's helping me. He jumps on every now and then.
Awesome.
Co-host Casey's helping. I couldn't get Casey to talk a lot with Tim. I think she was so enamored in everything he had to say that she just didn't ask a lot of questions. But usually I could
just picture her with a giant smile on her face because
she did. She was just watching.
I don't think I've met Casey
the whole time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She's great.
Out of all of us, I know the least amount of people. I know people that I've made connections with. Jenna, you guys, Bridget and stuff like that. And but a lot of people still don't know me. You know what I mean? And I know who some people are just from sitting in the distance. But that's kind of how I am. I'm not opposed to it.
It's not a detriment.
Yeah, it's
not a big detriment.
Because clearly, I've had a great year so far, and I just, back when we did that episode of Another VO podcast with Linda Bruno, and she said, there's a lot of people you don't know of who are crushing in voiceover.
Yes.
I kind of like that concept. Not that I'm opposed to meeting people, not that I'm snobby and don't want to meet people. It's just like, I got so much stuff going on in my real life that I don't spend a whole lot of time in the Facebook groups going, oh, so-and-so does this. Oh, so-and-so does that. You know what I mean?
If I had it to do all over again, I would be under the radar.
Yeah.
I really would.
Well, I would still want an accountability group.
I enjoy helping people. I enjoy doing the podcast. But on the other hand, when I think of time invested and everything invested in it, if I had been doing something else probably and stayed under the radar and kept my mouth shut and just been quiet, it could have been, it wouldn't be any different in how things turned out, but maybe it would.
Yeah.
Who knows? It's fun, though. It's fun.
Yeah.
And with all that, hey, we want to thank everybody for joining the VO Life. I think we are coming right up on 200 episodes. Not many people can say that with a podcast.
That's wild.
Yeah, Ro and I tried to do the what was it called, Between Takes, and we got 5 episodes in, and we just kind of
fell off.
We just can't do it.
Well, they were fun. So they were fun to listen to, though.
They were okay, and I'm just going to invite her, to come to VO Life and help once a month or something. Yeah. And she's great. She's great on the mic.
Ro's an awesome person.
She is,
and she has the coolest hair.
She does. She does. I'm envious of anyone with hair. Jake was worried about morning hair, and I'm like, at least you got a problem to deal with.
Morning hair, dude.
That's true.
But you know what? Like, it doesn't matter to me now because now that I shaved, dude, I'm never ever going back
Why would you? It's so easy.
It's so easy now.
You don't have to buy shampoo or nothing.
I know. No, I wash my face and I just keep going right across the top of my head. Like, it's crazy, dude.
About every 3 days, just knock it off with the razor, and that's it.
I love it. I love that for you guys.
Yeah. He's saying that as he's like stroking his
hair. It's getting long and sweaty.
It's like, it's all on my face. It's so much.
Well, Charles, have a good session.
Yes,
I know
sir.
you got something coming up.
Yep.
Jake, best of luck to you this week. Hopefully things will come in there. And who knows? Maybe this Marcos thing lasts for a long time, man. You just never know.
I'm hoping so.
All I know is they are pumping up their ad revenue budget because I'm seeing Marcos like all over the place.
Yeah. They're trying to grow, and that's a good thing.
So I don't know if I told you guys this, but I did a radio spot for them. They partnered with Sony for Karate Kid Legends. And I'm pretty sure Sony they got to pick the voice for the TV spots because it's like a trailery voice.
Right.
But they let me do the radio spot for it, and they got to use the music from the movie.
Nice.
For the spot.
Nice.
I've asked for it. I haven't gotten it yet. But that being said, I did go see the movie. And when the main character and his mom get to New York, they get out of a taxi, and on top of the taxi... Well, no. It's when they get out of the taxi, on top of the taxi is the Marco's Pizza like logo. You know how like those
the little advertisement pyramid that's on the top.
Pyramid, yes, it was Marco's. I mean, like, granted, I know that has necessarily nothing to do with me, but the fact is like it's clear as day right there, Marco's Pizza on top of the taxi that they're getting out of. And I mean,
grow that brand.
I mean,
baby.
like, if you go to Marco's YouTube channel right now, like the last, I think there's the most recent one is me. Then after that, there's 2 Karate Kid spots, but then. After that, the next 5 or 6 spots or whatever it is, it's all me. So
nice.
Yeah,
cool.
It's a lot of fun.
Nice.
Cool. Well, guys, let's have a good week. Let's enjoy. We'll all be together here. Was it August 21st?
4th, I think.
Yeah, it's
24th.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
It's almost like right at a month away.
Right
at the end of the month.
Yep.
Almost a month away. I got to get after this weight loss. I'd love to get about 10 more pounds off before I get there.
22nd, 23rd, 24th.
Sweat it off.
Yep.
Okay, 22nd. Yep. I was thinking I had 21st in mind, but I guess
21st is the Thursday,
flying.
so you'll be there.
So I'm flying the 21st. Okay. See you guys on the 21st. Hey, thanks for hanging and always for being there, for being in the accountability stuff and all that good stuff. And, hey, everybody else out there, we will see you next time right here on the VO Life.
Later, dudes.
And that's another episode of the VO Life. Thanks for dropping in and hanging on. The VO Life was brought to you by voinbox.com.
The marketing tool that gives you back something others don't. Make an investment in your marketing that not only cultivates clients, but gives you back time.
If you are a professional voice actor and you need to up your direct email marketing game, VO Inbox might be for you.
Reach out to Troy in an email to get 25 leads free with your paid subscription. Send that email to troy@troyholdenvoices.com.
Need to talk about building your VO business? You can schedule time with Troy on his website in half-hour or full-hour sessions. There's even a free 15-minute consult available, all on the website at troyholdenvoices.com.
Thanks for being here, and join us again next week on the VO Life.